in between the Gulf of Mexico, a little bit ways roundabout.
Yeah.
If you where would we be at if we were like trying to get the kids out?
Okay, Curacao. Good evening, everyone. Curacao is very close to the coast of Venezuela. So we close to the South America. We are the neighbor and sister of Aruba because a lot of people know Aruba as well.
Yeah,
And also we are the sister of Bonaire. And we have our three sisters up the islands, which is Saint Martin, Saint Eustatius, and Saba.
that's a
So
lot.
ours, yeah,
That's a lot of sisters, no brothers.
no brothers. So these our six, we are actually under Holland, under the Netherlands. However, in 2010, Curacao and Saint Martin decided to part ways from Holland, and everybody decide, okay, I want to be, on my own to a certain extent. Aruba did that before, but Bonaire, Saba, and Saint Eustatius decided to be still under mommy, still under the Netherlands.
They don't want to leave mama and daddy, so that's
No.
that's I know. I lived with my mama for till
Yeah.
she passed.
Okay.
I never really built my loan, but right now I'm a kind of alone.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna talk to Unka about what got us
Hmm.
started, where our plans are, and just what really got someone
Hmm.
like yourself from a country that's we don't figure you find a lot of bodybuilders there, but we're going to talk to you about that and see what's your
Hmm.
plans for this year, 2026. So I'd like to thank you for your time, ma'am. And this is a question
Hmm.
to ask you: what got you started in this sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
Okay. Well, actually, it's a long story. It's a whole process because I always had like physical activity when I was younger. The only thing was that I didn't have the opportunity because my mom, she was a nurse, and for her, if she cannot carry me for practice, I can go. So I was limited. I was very much interested at first in gymnastics. I wanted to do it so bad, so bad. And my mom was like, "No, I can't carry you, so you cannot go." So I was limited. But then I love basketball. I used to play basketball with the boys in school. Me and another girl, we were that good that the teacher used to leave us play with boys. And then my mom got sick, and then everything changed. I was quite young. I was 15, 16 when that happened, and I put aside everything, forget about myself. But bodybuilding called me back years after, and I started by going gym on off, and then I look in the books. I see how nice these people looking, and I'm like, I want to look like this. But somehow I thought I would never be able to look like that. And a day I met my former coach, and he was like, "Yeah, you should start gym." And I have all the exercises in the book because of me starting gym 3 months and then I fall out again. And I was scared I would do the same thing. So eventually I still started. And then a day he told me, "You will be on stage." I was like, "Not me. I am not going on stage. Absolutely not me in a bikini. No, no." And he was like, "Yes, you're going." And that's how the story started. And when I started, I love it and I couldn't stop until now. And my
Well,
plans for 2026. Oh, sorry. He
go
was going
ahead.
to
Go
say
ahead.
something.
No, no, no. I was just going. I was like,
Yeah, and when I started to compete, I compete just to compete. Had absolutely no idea what was it all about. And little by little, I get to learn more. And then I was like, I think it was last year, the year before, I was like, you know what? I think I should compete. I would like to get my pro card. Then I started to think about that. And this year, I'm still on the same track. My goal is to get that pro card.
That's a good goal. I think a lot of ways to get into the
Yeah.
sport have different reasons and how they started. Like
Yes.
I could feel you think about the mother thing because I was a lot older than my mother. Like it was like
Uh-huh.
about I would say about 12 years ago. My mother
Mm-hmm.
got sick,
Mm-hmm.
and I was taking care of her, and I put
Mm-hmm.
myself to the side because I
Yeah.
was taking care of her,
Yeah.
and then when she was passed, then I
Mm-hmm.
said, you know what, I got nothing else. But doing this content is something that gives me pleasure. I enjoy talking to you ladies, and also
Hmm.
when I was taking care of her, it helped with her stuff because as you know, being you were young then, you were a child, you were
Yes,
taking care
yes,
of an adult, and I was an adult taking care of an adult,
yeah,
and the mindset is different because you don't get to enjoy your life as a child.
yes,
Now you try to
yes.
make up for it now.
Yes, I do. Yes, actually, you can say yes because it's like you were cut from it, and somehow you get into it, and it's completely different than what you thought it would have been. So it's something really amazing, and I know in through it, I am motivating others. And I remember when was going to start, I told my coach then that. What I want to do is I'm not going to tell anybody I'm in bodybuilding. I want them to see it. I want to motivate, I want to inspire. And I am doing that, you know, somehow, yes, motivating and inspiring others
And that's
by being
good.
myself. Yes,
That's good because you know
yes,
what? You got to be yourself. You have to,
yes,
because we get into sport, there's a lot to it that people don't understand, especially for those people from the outside who look at it because it's a extreme
hmm,
sport of building muscle, of dieting, of
yes,
training. And
yes,
also, there's always that issue where people talk about the use of performance enhancers, be it PEDs, be it
yes,
steroids. But
hmm,
again, this is what a friend told me. He said me like this: people can take the same thing I'm taking, but if they don't follow the same diet, the same consistency, and the same discipline, you're not
yes,
going to look like what I look like.
yes, that's true. You cannot look like somebody else in this sport. Everybody is different. And at the end of the day, I know some people might not agree with me. I still believe it is a genetic sport. At
Mhm.
the end of the day, yes, discipline can beat genetics, but either you have it or you don't have it. You can use a lot of steroids and still will not look like somebody else who genetically blessed. So I saw it and I keep saying, boy, at the end of the day, this is a genetic sport.
Yeah.
It really is a genetic sport. But some people
And
will not agree, but I see it.
one
Yeah.
thing, everybody's gonna have the different thoughts of it. I've seen some ladies who just all got to do is like pick a weight, boom, 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 everything
Yeah.
pop. And I see the
Yeah.
others had to put in the time and hard work to get to that level. Like
Yes.
that experience, like you talk about being on stage first time, being nervous, being on a bikini. What was that like
Mhm.
for you? When you're that first time on stage.
It was scary. It was really scary. But because you love it so much, I remember the first time my throat was so dry because I was so nervous. But afterwards, it becomes really natural. You just have to be natural, just be yourself. And I remember when I was a little younger, I had loved to do these miss, being in these pageants because it is a muscle pageant. And I did carnival actually in those days. I did in school carnival, and I won. I love those kind of things, modeling, but never went all the way into it because of the limitations, because my mom didn't want to carry me and so forth. But I'm glad I can do that. I can do that now.
Yeah, you're grown now.
Yeah.
You can do what you want.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And now, was wellness a division you decided to choose, or you feel like you want to do another division first? Because I know some ladies, when they get to it, they say, "Let me do this division first, and then let's see how I do." So, was wellness your first choice?
Yes, wellness was my first choice. Before they didn't have wellness, so it was actually I was training to go figure, but somehow I had loved the way wellness was more than figure. I mean, now I see figure change, and the ladies trying to bring a little bit more sass to it. But before, figure was really blunt, just one, two, three, four, and that's it. But wellness, I find represent me more, and at that time, my coach was telling me I could either go figure or wellness because I have the shape for it. But he think wellness is something that is more me, and I myself found that so, and that's how I did
Mm,
wellness.
yeah, I think with
Yeah.
wellness because the women a little bit more genetically a little bit more like I would say it's how it's based like this. Wellness is for good for division who have those strong Afro aesthetics, the bigger hips,
Yes.
wider, bigger
Yes.
quads.
Yes.
Figures for women who are a little bit more taller, who have
Yes.
broader shoulders.
Yes.
And if is as I've been doing this for a good while, I see how the
Hmm.
divisions have evolved. Like when wellness first came out,
Yes.
it was like bikini girls with bigger butts. That's how I saw it.
Yes. Yes.
And figure it was like if you can go back to it like a throwback to when women bodybuilding first started. Had good
Yes.
muscle detail, but they weren't high heels.
Yes.
And is there like as you follow this sport, is there a competitor that you really pay attention to and you admire? Is their physique?
In wellness,
Yeah.
so many of them. One of them is Francielle. I really admire her. Also, there is a Jose Vieira. I think she's a Brazilian. She just I think she won. She now qualified to go to the Olympia because she did two back. I just love her. Um, she's going right now to the Arnold. I have to see what is her name. I think it's Jose. Let me see. Let me see if I remember her name and say it correctly. But she is a Brazilian. I admire her so much. There's something about her that really speaks to me. Like I feel like that's me when I look at her. But I have to just find the correct name of her before I say her name wrong. But let me see what's her name.
Give it for a moment, folks. So,
Yes, because I want to call her the correct name. Let me see. I need to find her name. Oh my God.
we can find it later because,
Mhm.
like I said, it's just about you.
Yes,
She's not that important.
yes,
Yeah, I don't.
yes,
So this is about
yeah,
you.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. But me as a
Hmm.
content maker, I really enjoy. Like I said, I mostly when I was coming up, I was more of a fan of women's bodybuilding. I grew up with the men's because I like the guys, like Arnold
Hmm.
Schwarzenegger, Lee
Hmm.
Haney,
Hmm.
guys like Lou Ferrigno and them. And then the women was just something different because I was getting to my teenage years, my
Yes,
pubescent years, and people
yes,
like Linda Murray. Today's her birthday.
yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah, 63 years old. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Corey Everson, so many. Like one lady who I'm a big fan of, and you
Hmm.
got to meet her, and that
Hmm.
is the current Miss Olympia champ. That's Andrea Shaw.
Oh yes.
I think she's so beautiful. She's amazing.
Yes, she is beautiful.
I
She
hear so
is
many.
amazing.
Yeah, I hear so many people talk about how well down surf. You have to ladies to know her. I want to share this real quick, and this
Hmm.
is something this is my most one of my most precious possessions. A friend of mine, her name is
Hmm.
Eunice. Eunice runs her own
Hmm.
company called Bad Rap. They do some. They also sponsor shows and sponsor competitors, and also
Okay.
they sell product. And she
Okay.
got me this for me. It's an issue
Oh
of
wow.
muscle development. It's
This
the
is beautiful.
it's her on the cover, and she's one of
Wow.
two women. Her and Linda are the only two women that's a woman of color who's been on the cover of this magazine solo.
Wow. Wow.
And this what makes it so special was Eunice ran into her at the Olympia back in 2023, and they were, she was there to hang out, and she saw her, and she did this favor. She said to me right a little bit after my birthday, where she autographed this,
Oh wow. Nice.
and this is my most precious possession. I love it
I
because
can't imagine.
yeah, that's the thing about this sport. It's just so many different people and so many different, like
Yes.
it's like the sport is very it's not as worldwide compared to other sports.
Mm-hmm.
It's very a niche sport,
Yes.
but it's kind of, I interview ladies from Australia, Singapore,
Mm-hmm.
the middle the not the Middle East, the Central Europe, Great
Mm-hmm.
Britain, and Silcow. I mean, so ladies from the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel like that? What really attracts you to sports? Just the overall aesthetics of it, or just the training? What you really attracts you about bodybuilding?
I find bodybuilding, it really helps you mentally. And I find if you can do that sport, it helps you in every area of your life as well. Because you really gotta be mentally strong to do this sport. It's not easy. You find people especially can be very, very negative. I don't know if people are negative in other sports as well, like as negative as they are in bodybuilding. But when I started, the amount of negativity that came my way, if I had followed it, I would have definitely dropped out already. Okay. People will tell you, oh, you get too small, oh, you look like a man, oh, don't lift too much of weight, that's enough already, you look good already, you're still training, you're still eating that diet, but looking good. They have absolutely no idea what it's all about. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
thing.
and that's always the thing when, like, people. I have people watching this, and guys, this is a beautiful lady. I don't know who is telling her she looks like a man. I don't.
Yeah.
What? Explain to me.
Yes.
Explain to me. I don't see nothing. I'm a man. I'm a man. She's a lady. And I
Yeah.
don't get that. I know if you
Yes.
like this, if you're not comfortable with idea of women with muscle, his best friend, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
You know what you like. You'll focus on that, but don't waste your
Yeah.
time and energy and focus on somebody else because they're
Yes.
doing something different. And if it makes you,
Yes.
I think I know I talk to some ladies. Sometimes especially with men, it makes you feel uncomfortable because they feel like it's not natural for women to have muscle, but y'all have
Yes.
muscles. It's different levels. Like
Yes.
men, we like when I was younger, I played American football here in
Mm-hmm.
high school. I lift weights. I was built different because because of my genetics as a man. As a
Yes.
woman, you can lift weights and train, but you're not going to be the same as a man. There's never going to be a
Yes.
comparison. Men and women are
No.
different.
Different, yes. But
Yeah.
the only thing I still struggle with a little bit, like if you, especially when I'm prepping, your body is a little different, your shoulders pop in a little bit more, and everywhere I go, you hear like, oh my God, don't hit me. Oh my God, you go, that does, oh, that really, I still can
Who,
get over that one. It still bothers me.
I like this. Who wants,
Yeah,
hey,
I hear that a lot.
I don't get why you think she's going to hit you. It's not like you're like Mike
Yes.
Tyson. You're going to go in and you're like, I just want to fight. And you feel like you want to fight. Let's go. I want to bust your head open.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing a sport where there's a difference between fighting and being a bodybuilder. Most of y'all are
Yes.
not fighters. I've interviewed some ladies who have done fighting back in the past. They were
Yeah, no, I never.
kickboxing, boxing.
Yeah,
That's not something you
never.
want to do, but not all
Yeah.
you not it's just like I think it's the intimidation factor goes back to it. When they
Yes.
see what you have all these muscles and your inner divisions are not as much compared to women's
Yes.
bodybuilding, physique, or figure.
Yes. Yes.
You're still a bit feminine because you got to wear high
Yeah.
heels, you get to wear
Yeah.
you get to prance
Yeah.
on the stage and stick your butt out.
Yes. Yes. But you still find these snobby comments on a daily basis. I get them.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense to me. So, folks, what we're going to do right here, we got Uka on her right here, right now. We're going to do this. We're going to jump to social media for a little bit. If you want to follow
Hmm.
her links in the description of this live stream. If you're interested in supporting her and reach out and share your interest, good. If you are somebody who has an issue with her, mind your
Yeah.
business. Leave her alone. Don't say nothing. Go over here. Don't again. I guess, folks, harassment is not nice. If you
Yeah.
don't have nothing to say, don't say nothing at all. So
Hmm.
we're gonna jump into social media. Be kind. Reach out and share your interest and support. And
Hmm.
here she is. We jump into her social media for a bit. And this is her at the gas station. Hey, yeah. I mean, I don't mind pumping your gas. It's a, I, ma'am, you have nice shape. I mean, So the last show you competed was in December. What was that show? What was your placing?
Okay. That was in Netherlands. I came out last. It was yeah, the competitors were really tough. Even though I looked well, for me that was my best look ever. I was never so dry that, and now my new coach is keep telling me, you gotta be sharper. We got to work on getting you sharper. So that is what we're working on. And my weak area is my glutes, basically. I need to get it down more sharper.
You want better connection with the tie-ins, and also you want a
Yes.
more roundness to it, and
Yes.
you want more, like you want a more aesthetically pleasing look, especially when the judges,
Yes.
because you know
Yes. Yeah.
they get the feedback and
Yes.
they want you to make the improvements during the
Yes.
season.
Yes. That is what I have to do. The tie-in and working on the glutes. So it's not it's very challenging for me. Um because of the fact that I have a lot of glutes. And yeah, Caribbean women, especially Caribbean, it's in my genetics. And I notice women who don't have much glutes or much fat on the glutes, they get a tie in much faster and more sharper than how the judges want to see it. So those are the development in the wellness category, because before I think it was still a little different. It wasn't with a tie in, it was just you gotta have round glutes. I believe if I did it then when it just started, I would have won. But with how it developed now, I need to work very hard on that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
see, yeah, see, you have this is a process, when it comes to training. This is
Yeah.
from the 2022 Amateur Olympia. This is a show you did it in the Bahamas.
Yes.
And it's like I said again, it's about finding the right aesthetics, bringing
Yes.
in good conditioning,
Yes.
overall size and definition.
Yes. Hmm.
There's so many things involved with it. I think it takes time because you only been doing it
Yes.
for how long have you been competing now?
Since 2021.
So a little, just almost 5 years.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
there's some ladies who have competed a lot longer and still
Yes.
need to make those improvements because
Yes.
especially when you're a much older competitor,
Yes.
it takes a lot more time compared to if you're like
Yes.
somebody much younger.
Yes. Yes. That's correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you met Robert Field. When did you meet Robert, and how long y'all been together now?
Okay, I met Robert for the first time in after I did Olympia, Las Vegas, and we started to talk, but I didn't make no decision until last year, September. We started, but we did the show exactly that we did together fully was the one I went in December. So we just met. You can say just start to work together. And what I like is the fact that you have to be accountable. So you have to do your weekly check-in to keep, to keep up to see exactly how it's going. And I have to say, he's very happy how I'm going. I myself very happy. I never saw my physique, looking so good like how it is right now. So I'm excited, and I know there is a lot of good things coming. And he is also very confident as well that we will present a really good physique this year.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty good coach when it comes to the wellness division. He's been
Yes,
he
yes.
also had coached some women's bodybuilders. He one of his former clients I interviewed before, Tiana
Mm-hmm.
Flex.
Mm-hmm.
He's coaching Ocean Burrito right
Yes.
now.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
He also, I remember he's thinking about maybe getting some more female bodybuilders because he does love
Yes.
you wellness girls, but he wants to really extend his interest
Yes.
in other divisions.
Yes. 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 So I'm really looking forward and see how will I look this year. I'm just excited because, as I said, what I saw in December, I never saw that before. So I'm excited.
Well, you should be because you know what?
Yes.
This is a tough sport, especially for
Yes.
a woman.
Yes.
Because as you know, bodybuilding is considered very more masculine.
Yes.
Because men they get more opportunities, they get
Yes.
more recognition. Unless you're a particular division like bikini or wellness, as you know, there's a new division coming out. It's called, excuse me, fit
Uh-huh.
model.
Yes.
I have nothing against the division per se, but I
Hmm.
feel like you're just kind of rehashing. It's like bikini classic, you might want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like any division, after a while, it's going to evolve. Like we talked earlier, how figure and how wellness has evolved over the last few years.
Hmm.
Because you were thinking about going to wellness, but then you saw how the women are getting bigger and more,
Yes.
larger. Even
Hmm.
it's the evolution of almost every athlete.
Yes. 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 I see that. You mean in figure?
Yeah.
The figure. I was thinking of figure. Yeah, they're getting really big, and nah, I don't want to get that big though. I mean, I admire them, but not for myself. I'll stick with wellness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do for a living? Is may I ask? Because this thing about bodybuilding is it's not very.
Yeah, it's very costly. Oh my God. Yes, it is costly. You have to really, if you don't have the money, you cannot enter bodybuilding. I am an accountant. Um, Professionally, I'm an accountant. I have my own office. I have my own practice. So yeah, I don't ask for donation. I kind of support myself in a sense of bodybuilding. So I do my own sponsorship. So I believe when I become a pro, yes, I will be asking more for donations. But for now, I'm doing it myself.
Well, it doesn't hurt to have sponsorship as an amateur too, because you know what? As
Yes,
an amateur, it costs you a lot more. You have to pay for interest
yes,
fees. You have to pay
yes,
for travel. Even as a
yes,
pro, you still have to pay because
yes,
you don't have to worry about the interest fees. But you do have to pay your travel expenses. You have to
yes,
pay for your suits right there. That's
yes.
a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
When for like I said like this, and when compared to the men, they have to wear a
Mm-hmm.
pair of banana hammocks and board shorts.
Yes,
You
that's it.
ladies, you have to look presentable. And you're the division where you're wearing high heels. Have to have your heels, have to have your suit,
Yes.
your hair, your makeup done. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
show
The
day,
earrings and all these
yeah,
things. Yes.
jewelry, yeah. And then again, also the stuff like the food, your coach, your other expenses. Show
Oh
day, I
my
think,
God.
is a bigger expense for a woman than
Mm-hmm.
for a man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is because yeah, you have to pay for the makeup. I mean, you need somebody to do the makeup. You need to pay to do your hair. So if you look, a show can cost you $5,000, $6,000 for everything. I mean, that is very costly. And I think men, it won't, even though some men say it costs them a lot as well, because they have to use, especially if they use enhancers, they have to use a lot more enhancers actually. So I think the cost is about the same thing for the men and the women. Because when I hear men, how much they say they spend is about the same thing like what I spend.
Yeah. But it's
And
always
mhm,
gonna be expensive show day.
yes, it is because you gotta pay for the registration. You gotta pay for the taking pictures. I mean, it's a lot of expense, a lot of hidden things that you don't know. And as you said, that it's a really a men's sport, yes, because I notice even when you go to the shows, there is a lot more people coming to see the men than there are people coming to see the women. It's strangely as it sounds, but when you look in the audience for the men, for the women, hardly anybody. For the men, it's full. There is every chair is taken. So it's yeah,
I think people like to see the big, freaky, muscular guys. Guys can
yeah,
get away and can be big, freaky, muscular.
yes,
Women, you can't for so much.
yes,
Me personally, I
yes,
don't, I don't, I gotta say it. It may not be the
yes.
'80s, but I'm down with the ladies. I mean, if I go to show, if it's a show where it's set up where okay, I got to sit with the guy divisions before I get to see the women divisions. Okay, I can
Uh,
handle that. But if it's a show where okay, the guys on this day, women on this day. Okay, I'm coming to see the women. Then that's it. And I'm done. Because
yeah,
this is my challenge about giving y'all women recognition because
yes,
this is a sport where it can be mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually
yes.
draining when it comes to the competitor.
Yes, it is. It's very draining, especially when you have to work and you have to deal with people and you have your friends, you have your family. It's not easy and you're tired and you still have to go to gym, you still have to do fasted cardio. That's why I say it is a sport that mentally you have to be strong. And that's why another thing I want to say, I notice still there is so much a negativity with some athletes in the sport. And I find it shouldn't be because it's a sport that really teach you about life. If you look at it, it teaches you about life. But yeah, I guess we humans are not perfect, but sometimes it's a bit disappointing.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
like I was talking earlier with some friends, like there's a situation going on in the IFB between two champions, a former champion, a current champion in WPD, and then
Yeah.
also competition, like anything. We have two people in the same sport, and they may not like you too much. Here's the thing: is, I don't have to like you, but at least we respect each other because
Yeah.
we're in the same
Yeah.
thing together.
Yes.
And also unity can help because you know what, you never know. Because ladies tell me how sometimes they backstage and things happen, and then one lady told me one
Hmm.
time she had a suit strap broke on her. A lady lent her a suit. One lady said she
Mm,
forgot her shoes. A lady was happy to lend the shoes. If
yeah.
even though this is a competitor, you can at least have respect because you know what, you pretty
Yes.
much doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. But as I said, there is a lot of negativity between athletes as well, or people just negative, and you wonder like, how can they be in this sport and still be negative? Because I didn't do other sports like I'm doing this now, but I could have learned that this sport is a mental sport and it teaches you endure that you can apply into your private life, how to endure, how to have strategies, so how to be positive, because if you're not positive you can't compete, you can't go and win, because if your mind is negative, when you go on stage it will show. It teaches you to not to be afraid, how to really be confident. So that's why I have an issue when I see athletes having problems and be negative to others, or not only to athletes but to somebody else outside of the sport. It just don't it just difficult for me to understand, because to me they can't go hand in hand. So I don't know.
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
people they have their ways, their behaviors. You
Yeah.
know, I know, like I just like I said again, from my standpoint, I think there should be understanding, and
Mm-hmm.
also support is good. It's important to have
Yeah.
support. You know, within the sport, outside of the sport, as you talk about family and friends, like your family, what they think
Mm-hmm.
about you doing this. Like you have any brothers, sisters, anybody like that, or
Yeah, they love it. They are supporting me. That's the most important thing. I mean, at first, it was kind of weird. Like, why do you do that? Why you getting so big? Oh, your hands this is bigger than mine, and those kind of things. But yeah, I hear that all the time. Not only, but also, from people. If that's what I tell you, when I go out, it's like, oh my God, your hands bigger than mine. I'm a man, and look at your hands, and oh my God, yeah.
what kind of man saying that? I mean, God, what you must be a tiny man. You must be like itsy bitsy. You must be like See, I got these hands. I mean,
Oh
my
my
hands are bigger
God.
than yours. You know,
Yes, yes.
and it just
I I
I, you
I
know
I went. I remember the last time was a guy will say, "Oh my God, look at your hands. Look at mine, so small, and you're so big. Oh my God, I'm scared that you will hit me." Those kind of stupidness. Yeah,
he must be like a little whippy man. I mean, like I said, I'm a country boy. I'm a big country boy, man.
yeah,
My family, we I mean, I think that's the thing. Again, it goes back to people seeing something that's out of their comfort zone,
yeah,
especially seeing a woman doing something that's very extreme. Like women
yeah.
have been doing sports for a good while, but I do content also on women mixed martial arts and MMA, and they're fighting,
Hmm.
and and that's a very extreme sport. And some people don't like the idea of seeing women fighting,
Yeah.
and it's just about your athlete, and this is your sport, and it's
Hmm.
something that that inspires you because you like to
Yes.
train, you like the diet, and you like that.
Yes.
Like, what's your training like during the week?
Okay. During the week, I have actually 4 days of training only. I have 2 days of quads and quads and calves, and then I have 2 days of glutes and hamstrings,
Hmm.
and then I have 3 days rest. So that is it. So Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday rest, and then Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday rest.
And not too much upper body because you don't want your girls to be too well
No,
defined.
no more upper at all. I cannot do upper because when I dry, it gets already too like hey, So my coach decided that I am not going to be touching my upper at all. He said indirect, you're touching it by lifting the weight and putting it on here and there, but no upper.
That's the thing. I think
Yeah.
that every different division has their different process. When you
Yes.
look at
Yes.
like division like bikini, sometimes girls do a little more cardio. wellness, you
Yes.
do more leg day. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
even with figure and physique and women's bodybuilding, they do pretty much a lot more overall because they want to bring those aesthetics, but they have to change
Yes.
the weight they use, how much they lift,
Yes.
their reps, you know.
Yes.
And that's the thing is that it's about figuring the right combination. And again, you say you feel
Yes.
like you have to work on your glutes. That's the most important part of that.
Yes. For me,
Which
yes.
is like, leg day is a solid form for wellness.
Yes.
What is your favorite exercise? You feel like it's the one you really like the most.
Mm, hmm. It's difficult to choose because I like all. I will say I like leg extension. I like to do that one. A lot of leg extension. I also like squatting. And I'll also like I will say leg curls. Also lion leg curls. Those are my three exercises that I really love.
Which one's the one you
Yes.
say, "Damn, I don't want to do this shit today"?
Um I will say hip thrust. Ah, that we
You just
don't
like
have a very good.
you just like thrusting the hips and like you don't want to dislocate a hip.
Yeah, I will say that that's a really love hate relationship. I don't like
Yeah,
that
that
one.
thing is when you get in sport, you have to love being uncomfortable and then find
Yes,
comfort with being uncomfortable
yes,
because it can be very very stressful. Especially, women and men would build different. It's like this is how I
yes,
say it like this. It's from my movie Conan. Men are built to be like this. We are here to crush our enemies, send dreams for you, in the lamentation of
yeah,
the women. You
yeah,
women are our caretakers. You are the mother of our children. You take care of our
yes,
homes. You're supposed to be
yes,
soft and feminine, but then
yes,
you ladies can get ripped and hard,
yes, yes,
But
yes,
it's a certain different way compared to a man. Like a guy, I think
yes,
for me, I'm a fan of it. I think something about your ladies are beautiful. I mean, it's
yes,
just awestruck. I mean, it's just I had to admit my crime. I am a muscle
yes.
small. I think your ladies are just lovely. I just can't help myself. But through this content, I got to learn, with conversations with many of you ladies, the different
Yes.
things about the evens and flows, what really
Mhm.
inspires you. Like, I know there's days where you get up in the morning and that's one thing, discipline comes in that you have to push
Yes.
yourself to go to the gym. You could be like, most of the
Yeah.
people get up and say, I don't want to, I'm not going, I'm
Yes.
going to be in the bed.
Yes. Yes. You do feel, I mean, that's the reality. They say consistency, people speak about it, but they don't tell the truth. They're not saying how it is. And I like women that, especially in the sport, they'll tell you exactly how it is. There are days you don't want to do it. And there are days that really you follow, you're not doing it. I don't feel like going gym today, and you don't go. But some people will make it look like, oh, they're so perfect. No, there are days you don't feel like going, but then you have to go. What inspires me a lot is sometimes when I look at other athletes, and they are what I want to become. And when I look at them, I get excited. Like, yes, I go in gym. I need to work on that. Yes, I will get a. So that is basically what inspired me, and also remembering my goal. I want to become a pro, so I gotta do the work.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I knew quite a
So
few
that
ladies.
is
It took them a long time for them to get their pro card. Some, if they're lucky enough, can
yes.
get it. I interviewed a young lady a while back who just turned pro, and she was competing for a good while, but she took a break. She sat back, and maybe
Hmm.
just came back, and she finally got a pro card. I know
Yes.
some young ladies women who just they compete for a long time, and then
Yes.
finally it happened because sometimes
Yes.
it's about the right circumstances, the right training,
Yes. Yes.
and also a more important thing is that people don't think about it is dieting because that's what you're eating. Like, what's that favorite thing, especially when you get a chance to eat it? What's that thing that you love the most? That thing that especially after your last competition, that thing you were itching for because you finally got a chance.
To be honest, every time is a different thing. I don't have a special thing, but sometimes it's sweets. I'm a
What
sweet
is it?
tooth.
Me too.
Sometimes it's sweet, but sometimes I want to eat something really local. Like I love red beans, red stew beans with pigtail, and with salt beef and rice. Sometimes I want that. Sometimes I want stew pumpkin. Sometimes I want stew papaya. So it depends. Every competition, I have something that I so much want to eat. So I don't have a favorite. It's just different every time.
Everybody's got different, a lot of
Yeah,
competitors. I say they like burger, fries. They
it's
like
something different.
yeah, they like something like a cake. I know a couple of ladies who they love sushi.
Yes.
That's not
Yes,
been
me
me.
too. Yeah, me too. But again, it depends. Every time is a different thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the thing is, food is process the process. It helps you grow.
Yes.
Sometimes you
Yes.
have to push yourself to eat because your body's burning a lot of energy. Even though you
Yes.
eat, you're just gonna as soon as it gets in your system, boom, because it's going
Yes.
to help you grow or help your conditioning. You
Yes.
have to eat clean because you just can't
Yes.
eat everything.
No, no, no. Especially when you are in pre-competition, when you start your prep, you can't. Even though some coaches that say it's still good to leave you eat when your body really wants it, to give it to you because it's not going to do anything. But again, it depends on everybody.
Mhm.
And another thing as well too, I find every prep is different. Some prep are harder than others. Some prep you're eating is so hard. It's like it's tough. It's like you just struggling and struggling, and some others is going good. To me, I can say for me, um, my first competition was easier than the others that follow. The others that follow, the eating was like, oh my god, it's like I was dying. So to me, the more competition for me, then the harder the diet.
Yeah, that's the thing is that's the
Mhm.
diet is part of the process. The
Yeah,
training is part of the process, and
yeah,
also the mental factors of it because bodybuilding there's a lot of things that most people don't understand. The like the body dysmorphia, how you look at yourself in the mirror.
hmm,
You like myself. I was
hmm,
almost 500 pounds,
hmm,
and then after my mom passed, I said, it's time for me to take care of me, and
hmm,
then I had to make some changes.
hmm.
And then it's just that your mind has to really be determined to make those changes, accept those changes. I'm not
Hmm.
going to be perfect because like again, we're not perfect. We're going to have falter, and sometimes some people will get kind of, especially after the shows, they lose all their gains, they get back to fluffy. It just
Hmm.
it's a one person referred to as post show blues because you put in that time, put in that work, that training, and
Hmm.
then everything's back to normal. You're not as ripped
Hmm.
and shredded, put together, and you just feel like, what purpose do I have now? And that's the thing is that the mind can be also a thing that can hinder you from making those gains.
Yes, yes, that is true. Um, I did have that sometimes. However, I believe in bodybuilding. You still have to have a life after. I heard, I didn't experience anyone like that, but I heard some people don't have a life. Bodybuilding is everything for them. So when they're not prepping for a show, they lost. Not me. I really I have a life besides bodybuilding. Um, I know too, it can be, as I say, mental when you look at yourself and it's like, oh my God, I don't look good. And oh my God, I need to prep again because I want to see, the cuts and everything. But you have to know it's a balance. It's one day, yes, depends on the look, depends on what you want. And then again, when you're prepping, it's a different look again. So it's really mental. That's what I said. It's a mental sport. It's more mental than it's physical. It starts mentally, and then
Yeah,
it will
because
show physically. Yeah.
yeah, because you have to go. Like I say, one thing: if the mind's not well, the body won't follow, because the
No,
mind controls
exactly.
everything.
Yes, yes. Mentally, you have to be there. And another thing you said as well, going pro, nobody can promise you that because you do not know which year is your year. You can say, oh, this is my year, and it's not your year. I see a lot of people say, yeah, road to pro, and they're doing a lot of bits and then ads, and at the end of the day, they don't get it. I believe when your time comes, it's there. You just have to stay consistent, keep working. When your day come, it come. If it take 10 years, well, that was 10 years for you. If it doesn't, yeah.
Mhm.
I know people who did 20 shows before they could have get the pro card.
Yeah. Well, I think with some people,
Yeah.
especially with younger people, they want everything quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yes.
But it doesn't
Yes.
work like that. You have to be
No.
patient, and
Yes.
also you have to be also strategic. Pick the right
Yes.
show. Maybe
Yes.
work on the things that you feel like. If you feel like this show is the show that might give you a pro card, then do it. If it's
Yes.
not,
Yes.